we have a problem.
Welcome, fellow community, to another episode of the Droid Pit podcast. This time we have a wonderful guest on the podcast, Arlak.
Hello there.
He is another part of the X2PO team and is doing the OP part, which will be a big topic of today's conversation. And then, of course, we have Zochi and me as a co-host on the cast today.
Hi, guys. And everyone, welcome our fellow pit enjoyer, Arlak.
Hello, buddy.
Yeah, everyone welcome him.
Arlak Pit. I'm referring to that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, yeah, let's start with perhaps the introduction from you, Arlak.
Okay, so I will talk about me. So I started to work with X2PO like a month ago. I streamed during the XCC 2021, for all the event, unless since the beginning, and I dropped it when the finals started because there were like few selected streamers that streamed the final part. After that, yeah, I dropped it and I had some problems, so I come back after some months, and now I'm here. I'm working with the X2PO community and also with the legacy community. So I'm trying also to help the situation. I also streaming again, so I come back also in this part. And for the X2PO team, I'm, as you said, I think the one of the guys that is working to have an OP department. That's basically is one of our goal to try to have again tournaments, events. Also to be connected with local communities. So basically the idea was not only to balance the whole game or trying to add new things that can come out, but also trying to be linked with people. So we can try to talk with people, have feedbacks, but also have events, tournaments, leagues. We are for sure trying also to have this kind of events, probably in the future. Not much spoilers. And yeah, so this is, I think, not my job, because it's not a job like...
We are volunteers, Arlak.
Exactly. We are volunteers,
yeah. We spend our free time for this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's much free time.
Yeah, and I want to add on Arlak's point. We went away from the idea that we should do some huge OP, organize tournaments and so on. So our community is scarce around the globe right now, still a year later, and we want to be a bridge between local communities, between organizers, and we want to help organize events and to be enablers, to provide rules, to provide some fun scenarios, ways to play. Wild space is also a part of this.
Yeah, and towards the community, we had an announcement, but I find it a really important message that the global community, we can say for sure, is growing. It might not be the most active online because many people are casual or are playing casual, but we can look, for example, at the traffic of the builder, and we can confidently say from the number of players we have really good we know that we are stronger than basically ever right now, and I think that's a really good and uplifting message. So go out there, find new people, new players. It's looking good.
Yeah, and we are close to 1,000 users on our Discord server. So maybe in some like nearest future we'll be celebrating it in some way.
Yeah. yeah, that's so. Let's go to the topic. Today's topic. It's our first legacy team tournament, which
Yay!
which is a really good success story with 50 players, I think, or nearly 50 players and 15 teams on it and playing. And yeah, it fits now that on the cast are two players of this tournament today. It's not me, it's Soji and Arlak, who are two players in this tournament too.
We can also say that we are captains because we are like...
we are captains.
Basically, just for people who never heard of a team tournament, every team has like 3 players and you have the captain, who is organizing, if I understood right, the matchups and so on.
Yeah, your goal is to be linked to other captains for prepare all the pairings and also to talk with the TO, the team organizer. Sorry, I missed the things. Sorry, the one that is organizing everything. So basically, yeah, the captain has like an administrative
communication role.
Yeah, communication role. Yeah. Also, I have to admit that at least in my team, one of my players is saying, "No, buddy, you are the captain, so you have to win every game because you are our leader."
So well, you won the first one.
Can you change the topic?
Okay, I will get more into it. So we made the first pairings for the whole tournament with Arlak, and we did it some kind of wrong with the pairings, and also it was my first pairing ever, my first team tournament, and it didn't go well. Yeah.
Yeah, probably the pairing at the beginning was also a bit messy because at the beginning, the organized the one that organized everything was Reinhardt, and I like helped him for the event because I launched the idea and he started everything, and we messed a bit because I understood that it was like an XTC event, so I went for the XTC pairing, and he told me like, "Nobody. It looks like, but it's not like this," and I was, okay. So then we move into YouTube, doing a video to let people understand how we should do the pairings. And okay, yeah, basically, also it's not my first event. I did also, I think, at least 2 other team events, and yeah, I really like the spirit of this kind of team event, because you are playing like you are literally playing like a sport with other guys, and it's interesting the way you have to cooperate. Like, I mean, talking a lot with your fellas about the pairings, which one is good for you, how you can handle the situation, what you wanna throw for the first round of pairing. It's really interesting, this thing.
And there's also, from what I heard you guys tell, many new players, which is really nice too, and some old or some well-known players, especially in the Italian community. Probably right now the only, but it's still amazing that we have it, national-wide legacy scene.
Yeah.
And yeah, from there you told me there are still many well-known players too on it.
Yeah, we have like here and also in the Italian scene in Real. There's a lot of people that also played for the Italian national team. Like, for example, our captain, that is Desco. It's Marco Descordilli, but it's called Desco because, yeah, the nickname is this one. Also, there is another one that is Tommaso Loss, that was also in in the national team for 2021, and I think that also 2022. Locke was in the XCC team in 2022. Benna is another one. It's 2021, and I think also 2022. So yeah, we have like the whole Italian players that played online in a competitive way. There's a lot of people also. I think like, let me say the foreigners in my point of view, but yeah, we can also add that. There's not only Italian guys, but I think
Gisli, for example, is it?
for example, one or
Arlak, you're scaring me. Stop naming all those experienced people, because we, for my team, Bacta Torpedoes, we
remember that if you are not experienced, you have the right to be like, okay, I am random, so...
No, I want to show for a contrast how things are going for my team, for example. So we are 3 Russian guys. One of us said, let's go to the tournament. Okay, you'll be the captain. Okay. And we gathered one time, established our lists, basically just lists we are comfortable with. And then went to the pairings. I was like, we weren't communicating with each other, our strengths, our weaknesses, just a casual approach. And with so many teams and players, there are a lot of levels of play, different levels of play.
Yeah, sure.
Of experience here. And I find it really interesting, the concept of draft before the round starts, so before the pairing starts. So you think of your 3 lists, you think of their weaknesses, their strengths, and oppose it to the lists of your opponent team. And I found it funny making a draft, like on Tuesday. We were discussing with Nightfall Sky our strategy that we were that we were made up before the pairings, and they were completely different. So we were scared about some lists pairs, and they were different for both sides. And our pairings appeared to be not what we expected it to be.
Yeah, it's a classic, because there's a lot of things that you have to remember when you decide to approach in this way. I was like really fortunate to start one of my first event with Norwegians guys. I played with I don't know if he's listening me, but yeah, I hope so. The captain of the Norwegian XCC during that year, the 2021. That was, I missed now his real name. And also the other one that is, just let me give the name just a moment. So, and they are really experienced. So they told me how to do that, how to manage to do all the stuff, to be prepared like in time, and also to be not like randomly enter the event like alone. And it was, it's really hard. Yeah, I can understand the situation, because understand like, yeah, sorry, I did, it's Flipster and Toby Z, something like that. Okay, so the point is this one. I think that when you have to talk a lot also about your matchups, because sometimes you think that you are maybe in a good matchup, and then if you are analyzed or if you didn't test the match, you really fall for stupid things. And also the ideas that your teammates have is really important, especially if maybe they don't play your list, but if you give you point of view that is not your point of view, it's really important. And basically all the time is like this. I remember that when we did the pairings, and also this time, I think it's going the same way. But captains has completely different strategies, or also when they look the pairings and say, oh, I really like this pair, we are going to win like at least 2-1, and both are going this way, and you are like, guys, do you know that there's no way you both win? I mean, that what the fuck are you doing? Okay, and it's funny this way, and like after a round, it's easy to say, maybe something is not going in the way that we planned it. Like, but it's normal stuff. Also in real, when you play 5 against 5, that it's our at least in Italy, it's the main way that we organize this kind of events. It's the same, because it's like this event, you are launching one list, and the opponent is going to match up with another list that he have left. So basically, a lot of time you are like, okay, but I'm really happy with these pairings. Then you go on the meta and you're, oh, what the fuck? So yeah, it's really also interesting, the situation, the ideas, how it's going.
Maybe I really should discuss pairings with my partners.
It's really important.
Yeah.
It is the biggest tip I can give you, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll find time between administrating Discord's legacy website, programming bots for legacy and other things.
Podcasts and other it's also this is going to be a
I'm saying that we are volunteers, but I feel that it's my second life here.
But yeah. I think just a short note for anyone listening and wanting to be part. I think the spirit in the team is good. Even yes, sometimes it feels like okay, it's all manageable. Even though sometimes you think, okay, yeah, this is heavy volunteer work, but we all, I think, can speak for the team, having fun. We are accomplishing things. It's feeling really good.
Yeah, nobody pushing anybody.
Yeah, and
maybe except me during the first week. But yeah, I know, it's just a joke.
I always can ban you.
Yeah,
I always can kick you from the server.
You have some power.
And also I want to add that it's like to work in the family when you have to prepare like the house for an event or something like that. It's like the same. Sometimes you start to fight for stupid things. Sometimes it's like you feel at home. Not sometimes. I think that I found also a home for my hobby. That's really good. I talk a lot with people. It's really interesting. Yeah. Also, I mean, the September situation was pretty hard, but I feel really that it's home now, and I think that the most interesting part of the project, that we can feel that it's not work time, but it's for sure an hobby time, and this is why you are like feeling home.
Yeah, and you still, this is I think important too, we are actually managing, while like you said, not really, it's not like desperately pushing you need, but we are still coordinating ourselves good enough that we are still moving onwards, but in a nice and fashion, I would say.
Yeah, and the family is growing, so also it's really is going to be better as long as it's going. To have all the time new people that is working, so it's we don't need to push because it's really good.
Yeah, and last sentence before we get back to the topic. I feel like I would anyone who don't want to wait for AMG or someone to do something, get on the team. And what I really like is if you have an idea, this is a really good place to push to work onto it and do it. Like Arlak, your idea was OP, setting up the leagues. my idea was I want a legacy scenario mode, and Soji for you the website and all the tech stuff. And I feel that I would really recommend anyone who has an idea, wants to see it implemented in some shape or form, and loves good conversation feedback, come onto the team. And we are really open for ideas, and it's really fulfilling, I would say.
It's like X2PO. We have biscuits. We have dub. We have also martini. You only need to start the party with us. Advertise moment.
Yeah, I can guarantee that almost I cannot 100% guarantee, but most of the team members who came after me seems to be driven by the idea of creating something, of making a difference.
Yeah, I feel that's the best thing about X2PO, as I think one of the longest time members. It's really fulfilling because you can create stuff, you can and work for the game and community you love, and what's more, what's better than this?
Definitely.
Okay, I think let's get back to the topic.
Yeah. So, I will just ask you to Soja, how is to enter in the event, like for the first time? How do you were excited? Also, your guys were excited, or like have fear starting the dark side, or?
I'd say that the excitement was moderate, partly because of the state of our community, local community in Russia. Little of us play nowadays, and for me, I was like moving along with everybody else because I had a really bad luck game streak. And I just wanted to take a break for a month or two to stop playing and recharge. But my buddies asked me to play a team tournament, and I agreed. It's moderate for me, at least. So, but I saw many people were passionate and excited about it.
Yeah, I think that the first one, it's really hard to enter. Because you have to be a bit. Also, the captain. It's really. I think it's a really critical role, because you have to do the pairing, and you have to try to find the correct. Way to organize all your team. I think it's
you need to be active for sure.
Yeah, not only active. I think that you have to be super focused to. Like, for example, now we are. I think that the podcast is not online this evening, so I can give you some infos about our tactics. No, sorry, just joking. So basically, I'm trying to push myself to be the leader. Like for this second round, I'm going to pull myself in the worst spot, launching my list for first one. So basically, the point is also that we studied our opponent, and we found that our best solution is to let me have the worst situation ever possible. But the other two guys are going probably to take the points. Mm-hmm. So I don't care if I'm losing. So I have to be like tilt-proof for this. And I have also the opportunity to play with another super experienced player, that it's Paperino. And we study a lot the pairing. The pairing is like probably the most crucial part of the team event. And it's also funny because you're supposed to be super good to play on mat. But I can understand that at the beginning it's really hard to enter and have, let's go, the team event, And the first time you enter in, you're like crashing and, fuck this team event. your team, your organizer.
5 more rounds, like, no way.
Why I'm here? Why? To suffer.
Okay, let's move on to the lists and archetypes.
Yep. Okay, so first one is probably the biggest one, also because I think we can also be related to the the tier list I did with the Nobby during the 24-hour stream. I mean, there's a lot of lists, especially for the list building that Imperium gives you. I don't want to talk about
Empire.
it. Yeah, Empire. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't
Don't
want to
worry,
talk
it's
too much
for
about it. But the point is, it's really easy to be or the aggressive list that you need in your team, or to the other end, the filler that your team needs. Like, I don't know, you have a specialist that is playing only, for example, Boba Fan. Then you don't need aces. You need, for example, like I don't know, a Swarm or something like that. And Imperium, it's really the best choice probably, because also you can go for Salad or something
Or
like
the
that. And
Emperor.
Emperor is looking at you.
And what I like there in this old list, in the Imperium Empire.
Empire, I will change it.
Yeah, just change
Empire.
it. Then Empire is that it's very varied. Like, yes, we have Vader there, but it's not an auto include. We have some of the new TIE pilots there, like Sigma 5 and Sigma
Yep.
7, who I have heard from Night for Skull. The strength of it is really the four hull, which keeps them from getting one-shotted.
Yeah, that's true.
And
I played against him in
Yeah, and I
round
stream it.
2. Yeah, in
Yeah.
round 2, I suppose. And the fourth hull is really a big change. So um, I think because of this fourth hull, I lost because I couldn't push through one extra damage on one of the interceptors. And paired with Gideon, they are really mean. The Gideon is just really disgusting ability.
Yeah, a bit. I have to admit also this one. Basically, sorry, I will just I'm just putting the phone with no sound. Yeah. So the problem also that match was that Gideon was really interesting. I think that could be the Empire, if I remember correct. Not played poorly, but could be more coordinated in some engages. But yeah, definitely it was a really solid list. And at the very beginning, I was not really confident because he had so few hulls, so it was really fragile. But in the end, basically, yeah, it was a really good list, and he
and
played not terrible, so pretty good. So yeah.
and what I like there is the Skitima, the 5 bomber list,
Yep.
which is really nice to see. Like I like bombs, and it's nice to see them still having a part.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that I saw the probably the worst game of this list, and yeah, the interesting idea here is you have a salad that gives you options. The problem of this list is you have a salad that is giving you options, so it's like a roller coaster. I think that it's because it's tricky because it has the barrage. So basically, you can use really easily the barrage, but at the same time, it's like something that you really want to use, and then it's trapping you in using that tool that sometimes it's not useful. So yeah, that game was a bit like summertime sadness. Like, please don't go like this, and oh no, and but yeah, I really like the list. I think I want to try the list. Not sure I can do in real, but for sure on TTS, especially because you need 5 Scimitar, so it's like a bit tricky. But yeah, also another mention I want to do here is this list that is the Australian team that as on Farop. I think that there is the worst crew ever done by FFG
Yeah,
and MG everywhere.
Arlak, you probably it's better for you to read out what ships are in the list, at least for our listeners.
Okay, yeah. That is Ferop, Night Beast, and I think 4 Aggressor if I'm correct.
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
just
Yep.
sorry listeners. And yeah, I thank you for telling me. And so I will also check on Yasb, but basically the idea here is to exactly is loan. I will just check that I'm not saying stupid
Yeah.
stuff and that there's no loan.
Aggressors just got more aggressive when the points dropped in March.
Yeah. And Night Beast is really interesting in this
Yeah.
list. So yeah, the list is really solid. Ferop is eating. You have Sloan. Yeah, so nice, real nice.
So old Sloan list, but it's still not OP. I would say it's like
No.
That's
No,
a nice thing. It's you outside of the like 50 list. There's because I know in the community some don't like Sloan, but it's really rare that you face it if it's 1 out of 50.
Yeah. And only 3 Vaders across like 10 lists.
Yeah.
And no defenders. No defenders Vader.
Yeah.
Is it?
No. There's a Vader Sontier Echo and Vader Grand Inquisitor Echo, and Vader is X1, and X1.
A defender Vader wouldn't fit in any of those.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
And with overall, our Empire faction got 47 pilots total, and 32 unique pilots across all of them.
Or more distinct is probably the better word. Like out of the 47, there are 33 distinct pilots. One, of course, some are multiple, like the Signer, Aggressor,
the Scimitar,
and the Scimitar. But I would say outside of the pilots who are coming as a swarm, like Scimitar and Xena, there's incredible variety in it. Like named pilots are like perhaps 2 or 3 times, but not more. There.
Yeah, I think also it's really important to mention that all the aces lists are that there is a variety in the aces list, like Vader, Fifth Brother, Sontirfel, Vader, Sontirfel, Echo, Vader, Grand Inquisitor, Echo. So all the 3 lists that is giving you lots. That's interesting. So
okay, then
so
we
Scum.
go to the Scum.
Yeah.
Perhaps I can start there. We have we see that it's dominated by 3 ship lists. We have 2 exceptions. One is another Swarmsys, Latin, and 5 Tanza veterans, M3A. It's I like
with
that it's still viable. I think it's a nice list to I played against it one time. I found it fun actually because and it rewards good flying with those autoblasters. Like you have to get out of the arc of the enemy ship and then you get a reward for it.
Yeah, and it's really powerful against low count lists, low ship count, because if you miss some of these M3As and let them point out the blasters at you outside of your forward arc, it really hurts.
Yeah. And
also another things that I'm a bit sad that there is not here. There is not a big swarm, or there's only one swarm with Latin and not like, for example, a swarm with, I don't know, something that is boosting the swarm too much, because Latin, I think it's just a M3A that is giving you a palatability.
Yeah,
it's
and I want
a free weight.
Yeah, I want to highlight also that basically the trend continues, and we have, I think, Cat Bane and Asai Ventress, who is more than once in all the list. But other than that, we have like nearly all are only there one time of the named,
Yeah.
which is nice to see. Like it's actually more variety than Empire, and yeah, it's hard to get more variety than like 36 pilots. Out of 36 pilots, we have 27 distinct. If you don't count the Tansai veteran as 5, it's basically a 90% cut on variety. So yeah, whatever you face, you won't face the same list or the same pilot, or more than
Yeah, I think that the meta here, like, it's not
yeah.
like not fixed, but it's not, there's no meta at the
No,
moment. So this
no,
is really interesting. This
everything
is
is
really interesting.
everything is viable. I basically right now I think we can say everything is more or less viable. Some is a bit better, but you can make everything work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
And
that the only thing that we can mention about like some meta is Scum, for example, as the 3
Yeah.
archetype. So is this one the only thing that I will mention? Like
Yeah.
this, nothing more.
yeah, and
And
we can see a really good mix of base sizes. So we have small, medium, large base sizes. And besides of Cat Bane, you mentioned, we have 2 Fenraus, 2 Asajj Ventress, and all other pilots are unique.
yeah.
There is the Talonbane Cobra here that, like, in some competition, also something more less competitive. It's really interesting to say because Talonbane, it's a wild that is not in the meta or not played like in some competition. I never saw it on the mat while like streaming, for example. So
I think it's mostly because of his chassis that he's in, because it's not nimble.
Yeah. And
also
I
the points, I
also
think.
sorry. I also like to see and find it nice that out of the 4 IG-88s, we have 3 in it. IG-88A, B, and C are all there.
Yeah.
B is missing.
Okay, so for the separatist, I'm not sure I'm the best one to start, but
Yeah,
I will just
let me do it.
mention.
Let me do it.
Okay,
Yeah, so one of my lists are in it. So I flew DBS-32C with a couple of Genogen Predators, DIS 347 and Gorgle with and Snare and Afterburners. And it's a good list. I had a great win record with it in monthly leagues, but playing Team League, I noticed that I was lacking mods, so tokens and initiative, and even that latest legacy update in March was targeting these initiative pilots, but they still prevail, and I changed my list for the fourth round of the team league, and we'll talk about it later. And besides my list, there are really different lists. No archetype is like is the same. So we have two ship lists with Sanfak and Jango Fett. Jango Fett is really fat there, like 120 something points.
completely full and like he hit everything.
Yeah, really fat Django.
Holy shit! Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we have new addition our Sing in Fire Spray with Dirge and Sunfac. We have Grievous with small droid swarm, but non-conventional droid swarm. So it's Genogen prototype.
No. This one, I think it's my player and is playing like not a swarm, but like salad. I think.
No, I mean they are droids and they act like one unit. So it's 2 HMP droids and 2
yeah.
two autopilots on B-22 Pelbulabs. Yeah, so it's
yeah.
they are like the cheap X-wings. by the stats and
Yeah.
some kind of by the maneuvers, but they are really worse with the calculates. And we also have a traditional swarm. I'd say it's 2 Techno-Union bombers and 6 Trade Federation drones. Also, we have Grievous and Fak with 2 Bombardment drones. So 26 pilots, 16 unique. And speaking of Separatist faction, it's a really good statistics.
Yeah, that's
Also because you have 2 Techno Union with the 4th Trade Federation, and I think that there is some of Techno Union or Trade Federation here.
Yeah.
No, there is not. Okay, but this
It's
is
2 bombardment drones, 2 autopilots, 2 gunners and predators.
screwing this. I think they're screwing this one. That some for this list and for the others, it's like you have some double pilot and this is changing things. So yeah.
Yeah, I also want on another note, I'm also like that we are seeing on every faction, for example, separatists, that right now, yes, those things that at late 2.0 were strong, perhaps a bit too strong, like storm swarms are still there, but so far not OP.
Yeah. The fact that they are not OP, yeah, sure.
Yeah, and yeah.
Okay, so
And
let's move.
that we are seeing new stuff, but sprinkled in and not dominating.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, let's go to resistance. So I mean, there is not a really big variety, but resistance has no variety, in my opinion. Because
there is a variety, but not a chassis variety.
yeah, I mean, yeah, if you want to play resistance, you're going to play like a swing, a wing, or probably the Falcon.
Or Ray.
Really hard to just yeah, yeah, right. No, but also Lando is coming out because Lando also is close to be another problem. Because I mean, yeah, we will probably talk after. But yeah, so at the moment, I think that there is like the good old time with we call it in Italy the matti salad, like the matti things, and because he arrived at in Real in a tournament in the final in Poland, so it was like his list because he started to play it, and with Finn Rose on the transport, and there is 3 T70 that is following these 2 guys. Here there is there's a specialist that is playing for T70.
It's Zeit, Twanali, Venisa, Karakun, and Temin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you. So there is Ray and Paul. So Ray on Falcon, Paul on T70, and there is 2 lists that probably are close. That there is another one that it's Ray, Paul, and Merle on a wing. So you have 2 ideas here. This one, the first one is yeah. Sorry, I am on the computer and I'm a bit dumb, so I need to like when I do something I have to tell you like I'm doing. Sorry for the podcast that is listening. So yeah, basically, the first version has no Merle in A Wing, and yeah, it's interesting because you have more point to fed this little girl here that is hammering you so badly. Also, Paul probably has something, and the other one has Merle that is not really good, but it's another option to put you pressure with an Initiative 1 pilot that can block you, also give some debuff on you, so it's really interesting. I think the 4 A wing here with Zizi, Talisan, Seftin, and Greer, I think they are all Initiative 5, not sure, but I'm pretty sure. And they have also Heroic, if I remember right, and Optic. And
Optics
also
were Optics got a decrease in points.
Yeah.
In the last update, and also Heroic. some time ago.
And they have also Rocket, the advanced range 1 in the bullseye. No, sorry, range 1-2 on the bullseye.
The standard A-wing munition.
Exactly, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they are problematic, I think, because the player that picked this list was I'm not sure that he is playing it anymore. It was Loss, Tommaso Loss, an Italian one. That was the when we won in 2021. He played the Empire in the XCC, so he's really good. And if you pick this list, probably it's really, really good. And the last one is an idea similar to the last we talked. It's Merle, Ronith, Zari, Talisan, and Seftin. All of them on A-Wing, if I remember correct. And yeah, so the price of all the optic, it's really helping to have 5 A-Wing with heroic also, and advanced optic. And you decide to change the missiles with, I think, Merle here.
Yeah.
And you have the problem of this list, in my opinion, is you have a lot of initiatives, so you really risky to have a
you
full
have to
bump.
be flying really well and really know when a pilot should be where at the exact time, because otherwise you are having a lot of bumps, and A-wings with bumps are set A-wings.
Yeah, when you bump it with an A-Wing, you are doomed. The interesting part is the only pilots that are in some lists are Ray, Paul, Merle,
And Merle
and
and
I
Sefton.
think Seftin. So also the Talisan. Zizi
Yeah.
is not in the same list of the A-Wing. And yeah, basically they change also the idea of, because we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they are, I think, 4 or 3 or 4, 3 archetype at least.
Yeah.
We should investigate a bit more, but yeah, we don't want to push too much about this. But
we see an absence. Basically, we see we can say an overall resistance is really strong on T-70s, A-wings, and of course Power and Y at the moment. But I want and which probably means we need to make the bomber and the fireball more enticing. But I also want to say, inside those A-wings, X-wings especially, there's an incredible variety. Like we have 7 T-70s plate and 7 distinct pilots. No T-70 pilots was on there more than once.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
and overall more than 80% of variety.
Yeah.
I think this is really, interesting and also a bit strange because during some period with the strong meta, resistance, especially resistance, has some tunnel vision on pilots, ideas, abilities, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, but we also should take into account that the event is casual and the representative players are low in numbers, so it's only 6 lists. And if there were more people playing Resistance, we would see some correlations or patterns.
Yeah, but I have to admit that when you spawn an event with teams, basically everyone is trying to tryharding because you're playing with friends, and you have to win with your friends and for your friends and blah blah blah, and like everyone is have a completely different mindset. Like, okay, I will try this on this event also if it's just an amateur or a casual, it's easier, and I will try it. But now you are in a team, and people is, I think it's blaming more like, okay, but why in the world are you doing this, or why are you losing also the third match? Come on, buddy. It's
I don't know.
a must have.
And there are also a lot of people who are not friends. They just shout out loud that who needs a player in their team, and there are teams of strangers.
Yeah. Also this one. Yeah.
Yeah, we have both.
Okay, so let's move to first order. I think that
Yep.
you are one of the specialists, right?
Yeah, I like first order really much. I like what I'm seeing. It has the really interesting for senior engineer list in it, which I have. One of my friend loves this list, and I think it's a really interesting list to fly against. Which is really liking sensitive controls. Like you don't fly an I1 silencer without sensitive controls, because you are not moving last anyhow, so system phase boost or system phase reposition is so extremely good. And
It's
then
silencer.
It's not a
on
silencer.
the
Silencer, yeah.
sorry, on the silencer. Yeah, on the silencer. And then we have TISFs present with Backdraft. We are coming, Backdraft basically. I like that we have a good mix. In fact, a nice mix with a bomber, two TISFs, Phasma and Backdraft. We have it in there, and the new Whisper is also in there with Kylo Ren and 3 first order provocateurs, which is also a really interesting list. I've flown Kylo Ren Whisper to I like 30. I'm having flown him on 30 or more games. It's a fascinating piece to fly, with a really good flanker, because he's really strong on a one-to-one basis. But if 2 or more guns are on him, it's really hard to pull his weight. So you want him on the flank, engaging any stranglers or those that are out of formation. And on this list, I like specifically that you have these 3 other basically tanky interceptors, who can be your anvil more or less.
No, I don't think they are tanky, because in order to execute their weight, their ability, you have to sacrifice attack or defense with deplete or strain, and they die very quickly.
Yeah, that's true, but I think what I mean is, if you lose one of the first order provocateurs, it's you are presenting the other player with a dilemma. You can go after the first order provocateurs, and then they still have to fight. They can, I mean, they can also opt for a deplete, while Kylo Ren finishes off one ship after another at the rear or at the back.
I could agree with you if it would be a list with Silencer Kylo Ren, because he really can keep a punch.
Whisper can do it too.
If you let Whisper is not so agile, not so like versatile ship.
I would disagree. I actually think because it's especially if he is moving last, it's relatively easy to get the bullseye on. I don't know how it was equipped.
There is a problem with this chassis where the ship cannot take mods when it repositions.
Yeah, but you can get rid of the opponent's mods. For example, you can if you have Predator, you can get into the bullseye, get rid of an opponent's defense or focus or evade, and then pounce on them. And or disrupt enemies. I actually like this Kylo Ren more than the Silencer Kylo Ren because it's a bit cheaper too.
Yep.
It's much more
And
cheaper.
and
Yeah,
it's more
that's good,
versatile. You can do more with him, I think.
It has a really high ceiling of a skill for a player to use it correctly. So
Yeah, it's definitely not a ship I would say hand to a new player and say, yeah, do well with it because you need it has a high ceiling and also high floor, I would say.
yeah.
Because you have to pick your engagements. If the other person has still a queen marker, he only has 2 defense dice, and that's not good. You want to have the 3 defense dice.
Yeah, okay. For me, I think we can move.
Yep, we can move.
Yep.
Okay, so the last one is no, sorry, not the last one. So Republic. Republic has 2 archetypes, 4 ships that basically are also the same or really close to be. That are 4 Jedi's, and then there is
What Jedi's?
Yeah, I just want to talk about the archetypes. I will.
But
And no,
there
sorry.
are a lot of there are different platforms that you can use
Yeah.
with the
Okay,
Jedi's.
so I mean, the first one is Kenobi, Windu, Yoda, and Ahsoka. So pilots. I think that they are calibrated.
3 deltas and 1 eta with Yoda.
Oh, okay, yeah, and the deltas are calibrated, I think.
Yeah.
And the other one is 4 Jedi Knights, all with delta also set up.
Delta 7B?
There's something to be exactly, yeah, because it fits for like it's perfect. And I think that this list was played by Nobby, if I'm correct. Yeah, so the other 2 archetypes are, one is Obi-Wan, Plo, and Ricollier, so 2 deltas and Ricollier on Naboo. And the last one is a Night Owl Liberator, the new ship, and Contrail and Oddball. Contrail and Oddball, I think, on the wing, if I'm correct, with bombs and not sure. No, and they don't have missiles, or maybe one of them has something.
Let's check this list because it's really interesting. I think it's like it should be very fat.
Yeah, I will talk super fast about the other lists because basically at the moment the Republic is playing Jedi's, and probably Ricollier is the only one that you can fit as a flanker. So basically, yeah, Yoda is giving you things, Kenobi push you the possibility to have the focus. Windu is doing Windu things. Ahsoka is giving you another action. So basically, you are using the Force, trying to be a rebel semi-ace list. It's interesting. This list is played by Desco. That's also a really experienced player, so that's why you have this list here. Jedi Knight, I think, on Delta are a little salad. So let's go on Knight to Oliver. And Obi-Wan, Plo, and Ricollier has the same idea. Obi is doing stuffs, Plo is giving you tokens, Ricollier is trying to flanking like this, I think. And yeah, so let Night Owl Liberator, Contrail, and Oddball. I will try to.
Yeah, I found it. So actually, there is a 4th ship in this list. It's Anakin Skywalker in N1 Starfighter.
Yeah, it's this one exactly. Sorry, I will change in English. Okay. So yeah, it's interesting here the intimidation. So basically, this now Night Owl Liberator on Gauntlet is basically entering without no tomorrow, trying to proc this intimidation for sure.
With the reinforce from Kit Fister.
Exactly, and Kit Fister is giving you the reinforce. So basically, it's really huge to kill Night Owl Liberator. And
no, not reinforce, but
Evade.
Evade, yeah. Just an evade action.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's an evade. It's not bad. I think that unless it's an initiative 2. So if you're not bumping on something, I think you have time and room to have that red also things like I'm missing. So here, Contrail and Oddball are, I think, are like brother and brother. They are here to put pressure on you with corner nets, and I think the idea is trying to surprise you with the Breeze Gambit. So,
it's an interesting list here.
Yeah, definitely. Like the pre-gambit, it's a card I mainly close over. Nice to see it used here.
Yeah, sure.
And yeah, Anakin also I want to mention is on Naboo. So it's Ani, but on Initiative 4, the little one with passive sensor and plasma torpedoes. And I also trying to restart to use plasma torpedoes because I found that they are really strong, and I never know that they proccing the losing shield before the attacks proc. The attacks proc.
Better later than never.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Well, a bit sad.
But you have to have a ship who has a shield.
Yeah, but it's not that important.
If it has it, it's strong.
Yeah. Also because you have passive sensor, so yeah, it's interesting. This list is it's really strange. I think it's really hard to fly really good, but it's a really good filler, and especially it's really good way to defend your team if you want to play something like that in a team event. Pretty sure.
One thing I want to say to Republic players, I would encourage them to try out the new Battle of Yavin. I have played with them really much to the extent I don't play a Republic list without a Siege of Coruscant in it. I would, for example, we can move on as fast, but I just want to give 2 examples. I think this who are really underused. It's first Oddball with Catfisto, because you get in one turn for 60 points, you get an I5 arc who has an evade, focus, and unlock, because you have you do a focus, and then with Catfisto, who does a red action, you spend the force to get a red do a red action, the red evade. You get the evade, and then you can proc Oddball's ability to get lock for yourself or have it or for an ally. This is one combination I think it's really neat, and the other is just check with his ability to get a lock if someone shoots in his side arcs. For example, check and Oddball is a really good combination too, because they can be in each other's side arc, or Oddball shoots its I5, Jack gets his lock, and yeah, you have two focus locked arcs,
and evade, yeah,
and in evade.
The problem is about this idea at the moment at least, and I think that then we move. Sorry if I'm a bit drastic, but the problem is point, especially because you can go for a salad, but you need one big taxi or 2 taxi for the crews, and I think you need someone like Ayala, I think, that is giving you a focus, so your ship is doing something, plus doing something for like the ability here of Ayala is not that important, but the things that is helping you is the fact that Ayala is linking a focus plus a purple coordinate.
Yeah.
So this is really huge. So it's giving you another token with this thing, and the problem is the taxi and Ayala is really expensive. Blah blah blah. Yeah. You need like 3 ships. 3 ships are 90 points. Yeah.
But actually,
I mean, it's a yes, but actually no, because if you want to do something like that, you are going to use rebels, and you have like, I don't know, 7 tokens, 8 tokens that you
Yeah, but
tokens
I
is
think
here,
it's
tokens there, and also it's here,
I
and oh wait, there's another token here. What the
I
fuck is
have
going on?
played. I think rebels are different. You share focus, but it's hard for rebels, or much harder to get reliably lock focus on such a beefy platform. With
Guys,
relatively little easy.
It's yeah,
But let I okay
it's a huge one. That's the problem.
yeah.
And yeah, basically, we should comparing also a lot of
It's
things. So
let's move on. But just want to say, guys or players, yeah, test more Siege of Coruscant stuff. It's really good.
you can clearly tell who are the fans of Republic here.
Yep.
oh, yeah, and the problem is I am a fan of Republic. So okay, so Rebels. So Rebels, it's interesting because we have like, in my opinion, a lot of unique pilots, and it's really interesting that these things like, there is a list that has 2 rogue escort, I think on E-wing, if I'm correct. So there's also a lot of lists that has no Jake Sparrow in that list. I mean, guys, Jake is like super mega broken. You can go for 3 action and giving you a free token. I mean, all the time I don't see Jake, I'm really happy because we have 4 lists and Jake is only in 2 lists. Like,
Perhaps he isn't. No, he's a bad. I think I wouldn't say he's OP. It's really easy to trigger his ability, but in the end of the you still don't get shut down by bumping it. You need room to get your lock and your boost and your
yeah, I mean, I would say that it's OP if you play well, and for the point that it costs now, it's really worthy, at least.
No, it's a really good pilot, but it's nice. Yeah, on I also want to highlight the E-wing list. It's nice to see E-wings. I think they are a neat ship, interesting ship with and with a unique reliability. It's nice to have them relevant and played. And it's something 2.5 doesn't have. That's also the overall, I would say it's nice to see that that the old stuff is not OP, but there and relevant, and yeah, which isn't the case in 2.5. You have to go to Legacy to have the old stuff be viable.
And yeah, also, sorry, I was a brain lagging moment because the list is called New Republic, and I was worried like, oh shit, we messed it. But yeah, it's Rebels. So okay, yeah. The interesting part is that they are full of everything. Like all the ship has at least four upgrades, and the E-wing has 5.
Yeah, and yeah, you can have upgrades in 2.0. Who would have new? but you can. You don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting because you have the pattern analyzer also on E-wings, and yeah, it's really interesting tool.
I also found the advanced proton tops interesting because I would have thought it would be normal proton torpedoes, because then they benefit more from the I would have thought from the E-wing ability, to have it basically set up already, and you have 2 locks. You can shoot 2 torpedoes, but interesting. Interesting here that the player is going for advanced proton torpedoes.
Yep. Also, The other lists are okay. So Jake, Wedge, Sabine, Arvel, Derek, Claven, and a Phoenix Squadron. I think this one is all a wing. Not sure. There is the Phoenix Squadron.
Yeah, they are all A-wings.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I think that we are close to find that a wing is going to be a meta archetype
Yeah.
sooner than later.
Yeah.
And I
Really
think that
much A-wings.
yeah, the problem on a wings at the moment is Arvel is playing a really, in my opinion, big 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 things because he has intimidation. He can kill you at range 0, so it's really huge. And all the other guys around Arvel are huge because you have a version of Wedge that is eating you really well. Jake is giving you tokens. Sabine also can enter in without no tomorrow, be a bumper, or also eating you super hard if she is at range 1. And Derek, I don't remember, but I think it's the filler of the list. So it's really interesting. Yeah, the other guys, I mean, yeah, the other lists are not super incredible. There's, I think, nothing to mention too much.
Yeah. Yeah, the numbers.
You mean the pilots or
Yeah,
the number, the list? No. Okay, so we have 4 lists. The pilots are 12 unique on 16 pilots. So it's also this number is really good in my opinion.
Yeah.
For Jake, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
65, but we have some peak that is 82, something like that.
yeah. So just to set this in comparison, with the caveat that we have a smaller meta, it's a special event, but this is way above the best. This is way this actually, I think Rick Antilles did it last year or something, analysis of 2.5 and old late 2.0 events, big events. And since it's 50 people, it's some comparison is there. It's better than 2.0 Worlds and many of the big 2.0 tournaments where the meta was really varied. We have an even more varied meta than there. And just to set this in comparison with 2.5, I don't know the latest numbers, but from end of last year, he did it like mid to end of last year, and it was like half of that. And when you look at Worlds, every single faction has an auto include. We don't have any of that. No auto includes. No dominating pieces. Nothing of that.
Yeah, but I think we need to wait like a bit
Yeah.
more for know it. But yeah, it's interesting that this time the beginning we have this situation. It's really interesting.
Yeah, that's really good.
Okay, so
then go to
I
the chain.
will mention that at the end of the round 3 on this event, we could. It's not a forcing rule. You could change your list, and you have to keep the rules that are. For example, if you are playing Lando in Scum, you cannot play Lando in Rebels. Also about the crew. So, for example, if you play Han Solo pilot, you cannot go for Han Solo crew. Blah 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 blah, like this. And yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. More than double the variety we have.
Yeah. I will compare forever. I think a really correct comparison, like in 3 months. after close to September. I think that the last 2 months we are going to have a solid meta, or close to be. So I think that could be we have an idea, a perfect idea. I think after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's interesting that you can change the list while the tournament is going on. For example, I did a big change because I would play. We did a little mess with my team, but I don't want to mention too much. I would play Ray with 2 A wings on resistance. We had problems for the chassis because you cannot have the same Millennium Falcon upgrade also in Scum and blah blah blah. I decided to play Republic after that to have like a defensive faction. I start with Empire. I did pretty badly, I have to say, especially the last game. It was a little mess, but it was fun, I think, to watch. And the other guys that played CAS moved into Rebels. But the main idea was to have A wings, but he has in real problems. So A wings for him was like you have to be super focused, and at the moment he can't be super focused for the bumping problems, blah blah blah. And as we can see, looking the statistics, like half of the lists are has at least little changes, and we have only 1, 2, 3, 4 big changes. Like someone decide to change faction.
Yeah, and I also changed my list. But I also were losing games, and I found 2 things that were lacking for my lists. The first one is a huge amount of medium and large bases in this tournament. So my Gorgol with Ensnare wasn't like wasn't efficient enough to justify his 50-point cost. And also the mid initiatives. I had a lot of 3 initiative pilots, and I really suffered from high initiative lists of 4 and plus. And even though Legacy Update in March was addressing this point of mid initiative pilots not being viable enough to play them, I felt it in this tournament and switched 2 of my fearsome predators to Falca proc prototypes from Siege of Coruscant. So I gained 2 5 initiative ships instead of 3 initiative, and I got a win in the 4th round, and I really felt like more confident with them.
Yeah.
And also, it's funny. It's funny because my list has 6 triggers at the start of engagement phase. Each pilot has trigger in this window, and also a Discord missile.
Yeah. I think that talking about the situation, like not every scum, but a lot of scum has larger base. So yeah, I agree with you that when I saw a snare, I thought, okay, if I can put my scum player against you, because we play it against, I'm super safe.
Yeah.
The point is at the moment that scum is not forced, but is it's happy to play 3 large ships because you have a lot of variety to picking what you want, and if you can play this, they are really solid. So you have a bunch of meat on the mat that is really hard to cut down and to kill. And also this pilots normally is doing really good, really solid. So also for us, we have a scum player, and we decide to go for 3 large ships. For my team, I will tell we decided to go with rebels because they are safer at the moment and also easy to play, and we go for the token beef. So that's why I was addressing you, Dab, talking with you, Dab, before, because I decided to don't go with something like this on Republic, but rebels at the moment are doing this job with tokens really better. And for me, my Republic list, it's 2 Jedis, Requiem, and sorry, brain lag. And I don't remember the last one. See, yeah, and Wolfie, that I address him Party Waffle.
Yeah, I can see you really put work into your list.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out how to play 4 pieces in Republic, and I talk a lot with Nobby, and basically he gave me this list, or close to be, and I'm still trying, but yeah, basically Ahsoka is giving you a super mega power spike that everyone wanna kill her because giving you free action. Anakin is Anakin. Party Waffle is a bunch of meat that is are treating you. So yeah, it's really interesting to have this list because it's not excelling against someone, but it's really hard to find someone that is excelling against you. Also, you have a flanker that treats Recall, and it's not really a lot of points. It's 45 with Daredevil, so it's tricky because I can run on, for example, on your side, and then I'm turning with a 9-degree. It's interesting. It's an interesting list. I hope that it can really perform. I have to test a bit more deeper, but yeah, I'm really happy to have changed my previous list that is Kernel with 2 Inquisitors.
And also you have Anakin from Siege of Coruscant.
Yeah. Yep. I'm not sure I wanna keep him, but yeah. So the point is that close to Party Waffle, my Wolfie, I have this Anakin that can outplay you with a free barrel when I have a lot of ships, and I can arc dodge really well, or also I can initiative kill with that barrel. So because I have Predator and Anakin stay on Eta. So yeah, interesting. It's a full idea that is really hard to play, probably in my opinion at least. But it's if you play right, it's really powerful. Also, you don't have any strange things like missiles or other. You're just playing the ships, so you have to be focused on what you have to do. So yeah, this is probably the best things that I had in mind to play the ships, not to play the upgrades.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
we still have the same variety, basically for the second part of our tournament compared to the first one, and I think this will getting bigger and bigger since we see new players joining our community in Discord server. Day by day, we are growing bigger.
Yeah.
And I hope that we'll see more variety.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I have to see that there's only 4 faction changes. So basically, probably all the players are playing their main. They are enjoying to play that faction, and this is really interesting. Also, I switch to my main that is Republic at the moment. Not at the moment, but it's Republic. And I played Empire because it's more powerful. I have to admit it. In front of the crowd. But guys, play what you like. Don't follow the meta.
But that's, I think, is a good sign. If people haven't, if after 3 games people don't really feel that they have to change their faction, that's a good sign, because if people would have, if we half of the factions suddenly change, it wouldn't it could be bad, or in a way, now with this, it's a good sign because it's showing that you really can play what you want. You can stick with the faction you want, with just optimized, perhaps you list a bit, like you both outlined, and yeah, be successful. And
There is still something that is really um, strong. There is nothing OP, because
yeah,
if there were something OP, we should show something like not in every list, but in a lot of lists. For
yeah,
example, if you try to analyze deeper, probably if you're comparing the player and what is playing, you can see that, for example, in Resistance, they are playing or the archetype with A Wings or an archetype with Ray and Paul, or with at least Ray. That, in my opinion, is probably something that's really strong. But also Paul as something that, for example, when you can decide while you are doing, you have to pick the actions to go with, like, for example, a boost of one, or with the same boost but with the two maneuvers. Uh, shit, sorry. You can, like, boosting more or barreling more. That's really heartful. And I mean, also the Empire has something like that. Like, there is all the time the Vader, for example, that it's a must-have on Aces, and blah blah, for like not all the factions. For example, Republic at the moment, I think there is nothing that is super strong.
yeah. But like, so I think there are still strong pieces, and that's part of our team job to make sure that
Yeah.
there is variety. But to an extent, there will always be strong pieces. The I think the biggest, well, let's say so, if they are so strong that people think they have to fundamentally change the faction, they cannot build lists without it and be successful, then we as a team would basically not be successful, because I think part of our job is to make sure that there are, of course, there are strong pieces, but as long as you can win against everything by flying better, reliably, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
we also should take into account that there's not much time passed since the last update, and
yeah,
since our online community became more active since the
yeah,
last 3 months, maybe. And it needs time to develop meta and to pass this knowledge to other players for them to adopt, because you can't take a meta list and be successful with it instantly. You need to practice with it also.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I
Exactly.
think there's not not enough time passed for that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But at
Also
least,
for this reason, I think that Empire has the same archetype of Aces, like it's 2 or 3. Also because there is some ideas that now can work. Like, for example, you have Sienna Re, that is an Initiative 6, that could work with Sontier, that is the same chassis and also same initiative. So you are changing all the palatability. I don't know. There is something that I think that time by time can can start to change, but it's really also hard to figure it out at the very beginning, probably.
yeah, yeah. And I also looking through what changed. It's interesting. Scum seems it's a faction where people were most unhappy or with the list and changed it.
Yeah, I think that one of the most important part of Scum that we can analyze is they have a lot of upgrades. So, for example, if someone just change one upgrade, for example, if I'm correct, Soja, one of your guys has just one upgrade that wanna
Yeah,
change. Not sure that
yeah,
they changed
because
a lot.
his list for the first week had a mistake,
Yeah.
and Dodge committed to this mistake and said, "No, I submitted it like that, and I will play it."
Yeah, exactly. Because I played against him and I said, okay, there's no problem, but in same point, so just change. And he said, no, I'm wrong. I have to play like this.
Wow.
Okay, you are really sportsmanship because yeah, it's you're helping me. I have to admit, but yeah, so it was.
But
Okay.
he won.
And yeah, he won. So that's just right. Yeah.
Looking at parallel, I'm looking through the scum list, and like you said, it's I think mostly upgrades that changed. Also, there's an Victor Hell. I don't think it was before it, which I find nice. It's a quirky ability.
Yeah, and if we look at the first, there is 2 CIS changes. Like
No, it was before that.
Actor decide to give up with CIS and go with Scum, and my player decide to give up with CIS and go with Rebels, and basically he has a better archetype with 5 ships. Um, uh, I hope he can feel better and show his list because it's really powerful. The 5A wing are like incredibly strong because you are having like not more like tokens. I don't know to say in English, but you're not stopping to spawn tokens and tokens and tokens and actions, and it's like a bit disgusting. The
And
other
with
two,
that changes, CIS became the least representative faction for the whole tournament.
no. Yeah, also another one in target lock decide to give up with first order. So also first order as another one that is dropping. So it's a bit sad because it's interesting because I drop Empire for Republic. It's really, I mean, it should be the opposite. Like I start with Republic and I decide to go with Empire. Like I won't play more competitive. But yeah, I feel comfortable with Republic. So it's strange that I did, but yeah. And the other guys decide to give up with CIS, CIS and First Order for Scum and Rebels that probably are really solid at the moment. And First Order is not also CIS. Sadly, you have to force to play some archetypes, and yeah, for sure, Rebels and Scum both can help you with team because you have to also if you are missing that here the idea is you are playing with 3 guys against 3 guys, so you have also to be focused about this, to think that we are in teams, so you need to list building really good. So about all these changements, I think we eated everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I think we had a good rundown.
So I think that the funny part of the changements is that there are few factions changements, and this is really good. I really like it. I also really like to play this event because it's probably the first team event after a lot of time. I think. Like I don't know, Soja, you remember another one?
I never participated in tournament, and I really like it because it forces you to think in a competitive way, even if the event as a whole is casual. And I really like that part. So you need to plan with your team ahead what you are comfortable playing against or not. It's good. It's interesting.
And also, Dub, you have another perspective. I think that you are not playing, right?
Yeah, I'm not playing. But it's
Okay.
actually not because I don't want to, but
You don't have
because
time.
I don't have time.
Yeah. It's a true story.
I play a bit locally, and when I'm not playing locally, I'm working on Whitespace and the podcast here.
And when you are not
There's-
working on this, you are working for real money. That is, I mean,
yeah,
no,
and there's not much more time. Like
I would stop this hobby, but I think that my family is not allowing this. How to build.
Yeah, so yeah, that's basically the reason. I would love to play and form a tournament, and I and hearing you talking, it's maybe I will do it in the next league. I don't know, but I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm right now loving the work on Wildspace and the local play, and yeah, it's time issues, but I'm playing X-Wing, but just somewhere else, or
Yeah.
not specifically in this league. But I would anybody or anyone listening, I would really encourage them. I played in lots of league, lots of tournaments. If I would have more time, I would definitely do it. And yeah, it's a really fun experience.